Leavening agents are what are used to make the batter rise. That's what leaven means. Leavens produce bubbles which work in the batter, and then as they're rising to the top, the batter and the dough rise as well. And that's what gives us the nice light products that we really like. There are two kinds of leaveners: natural products and chemical products. Let's see how they work. Yeast is a natural plant that ferments when it gets the right conditions to it and produces bubbles that we want. Use warm water in the quantity that your recipe requires. Test it by touching it to your wrist, just like you would a baby's bottle, and that would be about right. Put it into a dish, add a little bit of sugar, and pour the yeast over it. And it will have to stay this way for perhaps 5-10 minutes until you see it all bubbly. And then add it to your recipe wherever it is called for. Another natural leavener are eggs. It isn't really the egg though, it's the air that you beat into the egg. Many recipes will call for you to beat the eggs, and that's what they're really asking you to do. Incorporate as much air as you possibly can into the egg. The egg holds the air until it gets into the oven. So we beat and beat. Some products, like popovers, beat air into the batter. The egg can also be separated, and this gets more air than ever into the egg by beating just the whites. We make meringues with them, but an egg that has the egg white beaten and then folded into a cake or into your pancakes will make it extra light. It usually has more than one egg, and this can be done with an electric mixer as well. But as we beat, we're beating air in. So these are natural leaveners. The other type of leavener are chemical leaveners. Baking soda, baking powder, cream of tartar are the three most common ones used. They produce the gas and the bubbles when they come in contact with heat and moisture. And sometimes the moisture has to be an acid or it has to be sweet. Just to show how it fizzes, we'll put a little bit of baking soda in some hot water. You can watch and hear the bubbles reacting very, very quickly. Baking soda must have something acidic in the recipe along with it. Usually it has buttermilk or sour milk, and sometimes even bananas. If you only have sweet milk, you can always sour the sweet milk by putting a little bit of vinegar in it. Baking powder is a product that has sodium bicarbonate in it, which is the same as this, but they have also put into it a chemical acid so that you do not have to have buttermilk, sour cream, or something like that in your recipe. This also means that the quantities are not equivalent. 1 teaspoon of baking soda is equivalent to 3 teaspoons of baking powder. 1 teaspoon is the baking sodium bicarbonate, the baking soda, and the other 2 teaspoons are the chemical acid to make it work. Baking soda is also less expensive than baking powder, so we try to encourage, for cost reasons, use baking soda as much as you can in recipes. If you don't know how to convert, it's just as well, though, to stay with what your recipe has asked for.